Here we have my Arduino 101 final project, turn 4. It is a Bluetooth LED just interaction with a piezo buzzer, RGB LED, and just 3 regular LEDs. So here we have my board being powered by my laptop with the code. And then we have my phone running the BLE Scanner app, which is used to connect to the board, and through this special access I put in the code, it gives me the ability to write value. So it's a pretty basic setup with the board. This yellow wire here goes towards the piezo buzzer, piezo. Then it goes into the negative terminal over here. I connected these terminals with this blue jumper wire here, and then this black wire connects to the ground of the board. Then we have these 3 LEDs on pins 3, 4, and 5 connecting to the RGB LED, respectively. They're color coded, so the red goes to red pin, green goes to green pin, blue goes to blue pin. Then this small orange connector goes to the negative terminal, again, which are linked. Then 10, 11, 12 are connected to these 3 LEDs right here. Basically they just run individually, all of them 100 ohm resistors. Every LED has a 100 ohm resistor. Then they're connected to the negative terminal with the orange connectors, same as the other ones. It's interesting because this blue LED actually has slightly different resistance. It still works the same, but it's a little different. So now, taking it over to the app, try and get a little wider view. So if you see, I can go, if I do the value, here is the little screen that pops up. Now you see how it says text? I want to change that to byte array. Then I'm going to be on the board. If I type in the value, try and get you to see that. If I type in 0, 2, which is just one of the assigned values, and I hit OK, here it gives the result where the board says a certain frequency lights up a certain colored LED. So the first 3, 02, 03, and 04, are all set to just do the individual ones, but they will layer. So as you see, it's kind of building. See if it's kind of bright, but yeah, I'm trying. Yeah, sorry that RGB LED is a little bright. And then if we do the last one, hit right 04, go to byte array, it'll light up the last one. So I'm going to try and see if he can't. The blue and the green are very bright, so it's kind of hard to see the red. The green LED, it's on, it's just a little, connections are a little rough. So then after that I can hit, there you go, byte array. If I go 0, 0, it's basically just a kill value, and it'll turn everything off. Now I have this all the way up to 8, so I'm going to show you each one. So if I do 0 and then 5, you'll see there's only these 2 lighting up. Now these next couple are only for their own, just because the first 3 are meant to layer, the other 3 kind of mix and match, and if I tried to do all of them in overlapping, it would just have all 3 lit, and it wouldn't be that different. So each time I'm just going to do it off with the 0, 0 kill code. Then we go to 0, 6, which is only red and green. You might be able to get the red. The other colors are very bright. There is some red in there. It doesn't show too well. You can kind of see the highlight of it on the green light. And then we go to the next one, which is 07. Make sure I change that to byte array. 07. Oh, sorry. First I gotta cut it off. And that's exactly what I explained, what I said earlier, where if I just overlap them, it'll just do all 3. So if I do that, turn it off, and then I do this to go to 07, you'll say it's the first and the third one, so you get more of a purple look. You can see the lights, as I know it looks kind of odd, sorry, it's the lighting. And then finally, just do one more, where I cut this, last one, byte array, do 08, and there. So this is the generic service. If we just take a quick look at the code, you can see, I'll do a whole general look at it. This is starting the BLE thing. This is where it sets the name, where it's called 101 bore, and all that, the LED service and the value. So that's where it explains how I can connect it. Like I said, I will explain this more in depth when I go through my code. And next you should see the aspect of the code. This is the serial print of the code. So here you can see it's just basically it's printing what value I'm putting in. So that was just the values I put in, and you know, it just shows each one. So as you see, when I said 02 on my phone, it said 02 there, 03, my phone 03 here. So that's just the serial print that I didn't mention. This is the code portion. Here I'm just going to explain the code and then go into the fritzing and schematic. So here is just basic program analysis, board schematic. This includes the two libraries with all the BLE code and all that. So here it's just basically establishing the BLE service, which service it is, which one it's using. Then here I'm just assigning the pins names. So LED pins are for the LEDs, and then just blue pin, red pin, green pin is meant for the RGB LED pins, and then the PZO is for PZO. In the void setup, we have everything being set to output in just the beginning of the serial print, instigating it. Then we have this just setting more characteristics, the kind of service it'll be using to allow the code and stuff like that within the app, and just going through that, and then it's starting it. Then here it's just basically saying it's a big bunch of if and else if. So it says basically if the central is connected, while it is connected, if a code is written, if the value of that code is, then it's all else if. So each one, it just runs through the tone, the LEDs, and the print, and it just runs through each for all of them. And then moving on, and then this is the final one where it has all. The tone is just basically the pin, which is called PZO, the frequency and how long, and then this is like the kill switch. So now moving on to the next part. This is the schematic. Basically this board just makes a cleaner look at what the actual board looks like. Here we just have the RGB LED, 100 ohm resistors, PZO buzzer. It says Uno, it should be 101, but they don't have that within fritzing. And then just same LEDs here. Here we have the breadboard. So the breadboard just has everything set up. That should be a green LED. I screwed that up. My apologies. But it doesn't really matter what colors they are, and the wires are color coded, so it's alright. So yeah, this just sets everything up, makes it look a little nicer, just makes it a little cleaner. So talking about what this project could become, I think it's more recreational. I feel like it could be used for like Christmas lights or home decoration, or just even home lights in general, where you come home late at night, it's dark, you just click some button on your phone through an app rather than just putting in the value, and you turn your lights on, so you don't have to like go into your house in the darkness. There's a lot of uses like that. I doubt it'll really venture into too many serious uses, but I'm not sure. It depends on the limits of the Bluetooth. So with that concludes my whole presentation. Thank you for watching. I have been Christian Celentano.